Hello everyone and welcome to my channel, Siriana Tarot. This is going to be a reading for Virgo. I don't know what happened to my words. My fellow Virgos out there. This is going to be your Venus going retrograde in Gemini reading. Now, I know that sounds a little complicated, but it might be something big for us and something for us to consider. So just a little background information. I've been doing a little digging. As you guys know, I'm not an astrologer, but from April 3rd to August 7th, Venus entered Gemini. So our sweet, sensual, loving Venus enters fun and flirty Gemini. And we suddenly have this great clarity in what will make us happy. You know, we're feeling this fun and this effervescent energy just all throughout. It's a lighthearted and more cerebral approach to love. And we're looking more for lovers who, you know, are going to thrill our minds rather than these intense, passionate physical connections and interactions. So on May 13th, this week, through June 25th, Venus is going to go retrograde. And I believe this only happens about every 18 months. So from May 13th through June 25th, we're going to have issues with love and money because Venus also rules money. We might feel like these, you know, relationships or these issues, they might stagnate or they might dry up completely. We might feel like we have these insurmountable challenges in our relationships and we might experience a lot of tension, but just remember that this tension that we experience at this time is going to help us, you know, get some perspective on what it is we want and what it is we need. Okay, so and because it's a retrograde period, we may see old lovers that are resurfacing for healing and closure. Most of them, they're not going to be, you know, rekindling of these romances. You're going to get messages out of the blue. You know, people, you might feel triggered, you know, exes coming back because they need healing or you need closure. Okay, so that's not going to be true for all of you. So use your own intuition, you know, when it comes to this. All right, so let's jump into this Virgo. I wasn't sure which earth sign to do, and I could really feel my Virgos out there calling for this reading, and I'm a Virgo rising, so I'm right here with you guys. Okay, so let's go ahead and invite spirit, angels, ancestors, loved ones who have passed, and our spirit guides to this space to deliver the messages for Virgo from May 13th through June 25th. The messages that we need to hear. Messages for Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs from May 13th through June 25th. Messages for Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs from May 13th through June 25th. Holding on tight, Virgo. What are you guys holding on to? Yeah. Maybe something that happened during this Scorpio full moon we just had. All right. Overall energy, yeah, yikes, Virgo. This is the Five of Swords. This could represent your energy. It could be representing an energy that you're dealing with at this time. The Five of Swords can be an air sign, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. This is Venus in Aquarius, so it's more than likely an Aquarius energy, but it could just be you or somebody exhibiting these qualities. Now, the Five of Swords is not a card that I like to see. Why? Because the Five of Swords is an empty victory. A Five of Swords is a card of bullying. A Five of Swords is intimidation. It's revenge. It's really negative, like lots of negative energy going back and forth. And it's like, to what end? Because somebody might have even lost sight of why they're behaving this way. And the Five of Swords, you can see that it represents some sort of conflict, some sort of loss, and some sort of defeat. All right, so see which side of that you guys are on. Underneath that, you have the Eight of Pentacles. This is the analysis card. This is really focusing on the details, putting your head down. For some of you, as you know, Venus has to do with work and love, or money and love. So it could be an investment, it could be a relationship, or it could be something that you do, for a living, or a job, or it could be, love relationship within the workplace. Okay, so there are a lot of different possibilities, but I see, my dear Virgos, I can't speak, I don't know why, but I see you guys with your heads down, focusing on the task at hand, and really getting through this by doing just that, which would be very typically Virgo. There's Justice card. Some of you might even be dealing with a legal situation, a contract, a marriage. Okay, so again, it could be, a contract, verbal or written, but Spirit is saying that everything is going to be brought into balance. Okay, so you don't have to worry about the repercussions if this card is not you. Okay, that the universe will, karmically balance everything out. And then, if it is you, if you realize this is your energy, just a reminder that, what goes around comes around, right? But again, for some of you, this could be somebody proposing, a marriage or a long-term relationship that's just gotten kind of nasty. It could be also, this is your ex coming back, somebody that you were married to, or somebody that you had a verbal or nonverbal written contract. I can't speak. Verbal or nonverbal, written or not written contract. I'm sorry, Virgo, forgive me. And you guys have the Six of Swords. There's a sense of stagnation, okay? Wanting to, but the Six of Swords is like stagnant, not making this transition. But the Six of Swords in reverse, you guys, is also somebody coming back to you. All right, so it's like calling an Uber, and the Uber is like, the person goes and they come right back, or that Uber never shows up, one or the other. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at your energy here. You guys are the Four of Swords. Virgo, I see you holding on for dear life. I see you holding on tight. You either see this person or this relationship or this job as your lifeline. You've worked really hard for it. Your stability's at stake here, and I'm really getting that base chakra energy. If you guys do any energy work, the need to really sort of, I feel like you really, really need to work with that base chakra, because there's some sort of fear that's set in. There's some sort of change, some sort of major change that's taken place or taking place or will take place. And, that can lead us down this path of, anchoring ourselves in fear and uncertainty. Spirit wants you to know that everything's going to be all right. It may not turn out exactly the way you want it, but the Sun card, even if it's in reverse, is still a really happy card. So don't worry, everything's going to be fine. It just might not be what you planned for. So there's a need for you to release something here. You might be really nervous. You might be holding on to things very tightly. Some of you might feel this tightness in your chest. You might have headaches. You might have, backaches and that sort of thing, because, these coins are really heavy, and this is something you've been holding on to for dear life. Okay. And I'm really getting the need here, Virgo, to relax, a need to release some of that tension. For some of you, it's going to be the need to invest a little bit in a person, in a relationship, in a project, give to charity, or maybe it's like, take a little bit out of your savings, which might make you uncomfortable, but if you invest it, it's going to return to you, okay? Bigger than what you invested. Now, what's in your surroundings is a Tower card. And this really tells me, Virgos, you guys are really like holding up this tower by like one or two bricks. And you don't care if you get crushed. You're not ready for this release. You're not ready for this big change. I really feel like, you guys are under a lot of pressure here. And I feel like you don't want to let go of this person or this relationship or this job or this situation at all. Okay. I really get it. I see somebody clinging on to a life raft, or, those little round little lifesavers for dear life. Okay. And whatever this is, and Spirit is saying, it's really time to let go, Virgo. It's time to allow this transition, allow this transformation to take place. It may be something that started around the full moon in Scorpio, but things are nasty. Things aren't right. This is energy that you don't want around you. And so you might be holding on so tight, and you've lost sight of why you're actually holding on to it, because it's comfortable. Maybe it's a toxic relationship, and you're fighting all the time, and it's time to let go, okay? Because it's no longer healthy. All right. Again, this is a time during Venus retrograde is a time where money and love might stagnate or it might dry up completely. And Spirit's like, you have to go with the flow here, Virgo. You're going to have to roll with the punches. And I can see that you don't want to do that, that you want to maintain the status quo, or you want things to be the way they were. You understood that. You were comfortable with that. Okay, I understand. I'm Virgo rising. I get it. That change is like, it can be a hard sell sometimes, but Spirit's saying that there's not much of a choice. And regardless, things are going to be okay. They're not going to be exactly the way they were. They're not going to be exactly the way you planned and the way you wanted them to, but they're definitely going to be okay, Virgo. Now, what's blocking you is the King of Cups. This could be Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces energy. It could be your current partner. It could be a boss. It could be somebody you're dealing with. It could be an aspect of yourself. The King of Cups is a visionary. He's very creative. His psychic abilities are awesome. Okay. He's also got this sort of quiet solitude. And once you sort of break through that sort of hard exterior, you see that this is kind of a fun loving, kooky, charismatic person, but it's not really to the naked eye. That's not how you would think of this person. Now, this might be you. It might be that you need to really maybe show somebody how you're feeling. I know all of my earth signs, again, really, earth signs nurture, and earth signs feel almost as deeply as water signs, but the only difference is they don't show it, or we don't show it, or you know what I mean? So the King of Cups energy, very well, Virgo, could be your energy. The need to show somebody that you are daddy, or that you are, if you're not a male, if that doesn't resonate, that you're the boss, that you've got everything under control, that you're actually this really awesome, warm and loving and creative and versatile person, because I feel like that side of you isn't showing, and it should, and it needs to. Okay. Now, the foundation, the sort of unconscious energies that are affecting this situation, Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords is somebody who's been through a lot. Again, this is what I'm getting. We get the Queen of Swords and the King of Cups. Now, they couldn't be much more opposite, right? We've got masculine energy, we've got feminine energy. For some of you, this might speak to your relationship or past relationship that's coming back to you. But for a lot of my Virgos out there, I'm really feeling that this is going to be aspects of yourself. Now, we have the masculine and the feminine. We've got the emotional, creative, visionary type, the nurturing, the quiet solitude, type guy or man or woman or what have you, energy, masculine energy. And then we've got the Queen of Swords. And the Queen of Swords is somebody who's been through a lot. She is authentic. She is going to tell you how it is, not the way not what you want to hear. And that's sort of the opposite. The King of Cups is kind of going to not necessarily sugarcoat things, but he's going to let you down easy. The Queen of Swords is just going to tell you like it is, whether it hurts your feelings or not. This is who I am. This is what I want. This is how things are going to go. She's more cerebral. He thinks with his heart. He leads with his heart. She leads with her head. She can be abrasive. She can be cutting. She can be very logical, very black and white. He's the exact opposite of that energy. So for a lot of you, it's about balancing this duality. Now, I'm just going to show you another duality that I have. I have night and I have day. Both of them are showing up upside down. So for some of you, this is the relationship that you have. Water and air, masculine versus feminine, emotional, soppy, maybe even a little bit dramatic, versus, kind of cold, austere, logical. Okay. So we're really seeing these two sides coming out in this reading. Again, you trying to balance those two aspects of yourself, or within this relationship, because in the recent past, I've got this Aquarius energy, again, more Aquarius energy. So you might have that in your chart. You might be exhibiting these qualities or dealing somebody who is likewise. Now, the Star card is the need for healing. The Star card is the need for rejuvenation. Now, the Star comes after the Tower. So the Fool basically has this huge shake-up of an earthquake magnitude. He's probably walking around dazed and confused, experiencing a little PTSD, and I'm not making light of that. It's a real shake-up, and I can see that you're really holding on to whatever the status quo is or was for you. Okay. And but this tower is falling. Spirit is saying that, especially with the death card there. This tower is falling whether you like it or not, Virgo. And, the more resistance that you put up, okay, the harder it's going to be, the harder this transition is going to be for you. But after the Fool moves through this tower moment, he's, dazed and confused, walking around in the dark, just sitting there like, what am I going to do? How am I going to get help here? And then all of a sudden, this beautiful, magical being of light appears. And it's this beautiful woman who's offering him a drink of water. He's so thirsty. She might even put the water, the glass or the bowl or whatever up to his lips and help him and nurse him back to health. So it's all about healing. It's also the Fool on this journey uses his intuition, uses her as, she shows him this is the path that's lit for you. And that's the path that he has within. It was just obscured because of all the trauma he had from that falling tower. Okay, so this could be another person or this could be you, but there's some sort of past situation that needs to be healed. So remember, Venus and Gemini, May 13th through June 25th, where we might have old lovers coming back, sending us messages, or we might randomly see pictures on social media that trigger us, okay? And they resurface for healing and for closure. Something that you thought you may have healed may not exactly be healed, Virgo. And guess what? That's what retrogrades are all about, right? They're all about, maybe something you swept under the rug. Maybe you worked really hard to heal, and that's all you could do at that point in time. But Spirit's saying now it's going to come back around, this retrograde, and we're really going to heal this, okay? Heal it and clear it. But you have to put down some of your defenses, okay? You have to go with it. You have to let it happen. Now, the card of Scorpio, the death card, is coming from above. You may be thinking about this ending. I can see, and it might be something that was really triggered or happened around this Scorpio full moon that we just had. This energy. This is about death. This is about rebirth. This is about transition. This is about doing that shadow work. Something that needed to happen probably a while ago, and you were resistant to it. Well, guess what? It's going to happen. Okay, and I keep telling you over and over again, I know you don't like it, and I know you don't want to hear it, Virgo, but it's happening. Transition, death, rebirth. It's these natural cycles, and you're not immune to them. All right, so let it go. I know, Virgo. I'm Virgo rising. I've said it 100 times in this reading. We want to be able to control this, but Spirit's saying we can't. Okay, so the final outcome card here for you is the Sun card. Now, the Sun card, even in the reverse, is a very powerful, optimistic, and beautiful card. So this is happiness. This is optimism. This is coming out of the shadows into the light. Okay, there's definitely a death here taking place and a rebirth that's happening. The Sun card is all about co-creation. It's about, it's just the happiest card in the deck. Whether this is meeting a partner that really lights up your life, whether it's doing this healing work and taking a new lease on life, finally being able to sort of come out of that murky darkness that you might have been experiencing. Some of you may have also been experiencing a lot of anxiety as well, wrapped up with this scorpionic full moon and sort of getting down and dark and dirty, it might not be so easy for some of my dear Virgos out there, but this is in reverse. So it is telling me that there could be something that is going to make you really happy, but there's going to be a little caveat to it. Whether that comes from you or whether it's like Spirit delivered, whatever you've been asking for, trying to manifest, you have to give time and space. You have to give the universe time and space to deliver it to you. And, it may not be exactly the way you wanted it, but it's going to make you just as happy. Okay, Virgo? So, I just got this sort of sweet sense of, it's going to be okay. And, I'm here. I'm holding your hand through this, okay? And I'm not being facetious, and I'm not being condescending when I'm saying that, all right? Because I love my dear Virgos out there, and you guys, Virgo is the sign of the Virgin, and that's for a reason, and you're so loving and so service-oriented, but I feel like you've been really bottled up. All right, so we get that first chakra. What was I telling you? Root chakra. It's all about your stability. I'm not surprised this card came out. 35 breaks down to an 8, and 8s are about, manifestation. They're about abundance. So you've got something really beautiful coming to you, but you just have to let this tower fall. Okay, it's going to be so good for you, Virgo. And I know it might not look like that right now. You've got Archangel Michael on your side. He's a powerhouse as far as the angelic realms go. So, you guys are in good hands. All right, victory. 28 breaks down to a 10. Virgo, success. This is success. It might not be coming the way you wanted it to. Okay, but I'm smiling left. I'm like, I've got this huge smile on my face. This is your victory. This is your victory card. Gorgeous. It's all going to work out in the end. And you're going to look back and say, why was I stressing so hardcore about this? Okay, healer of the ages. So yeah, something's coming back around to be healed. I love that it's falling on top of that star card because it's something from the past that I think, Virgo, you tried to sort of work your way through. You tried to maybe bury yourself in work to ignore it, whether it was a breakup or a past love or betrayal or maybe the loss of a job, and you just sort of never let yourself sort of process whatever this loss was. This is the purpose. This Venus going retrograde in Gemini, it's going to bring back that lighthearted approach, back. Now, remember, Virgo and Gemini, you guys are both of those signs, or those signs are ruled by Mercury. So, you might be actually a little bit more comfortable in this, with Venus in Gemini than one would think, right? Because it's, Geminis are all about communication and chatty and flirting. My Virgos might be a little bit more reserved out there, but you're also ruled by Mercury, right? And I love this, the healer of all ages. Archangel Michael's here. Everybody's rooting for you, Virgo, to heal whatever this past hurt or trauma is so we can get on to the good stuff. Yeah, but don't rush it. It's not going to be rushed, Don't rush it. Don't try to rush it. Healing is a process and it takes time. All right, and then you get hostilities. So yeah, whatever this is, I think some of you have been you've been in this, it's 5 of Swords and hostilities, and look at how they look alike. Maybe you're even up against, a family. Don't they look like brothers? Maybe maybe it's your ex's family, or maybe you've had like a problem with like 2 brothers or 2 siblings or something. Interesting energy. So yeah, I think this has been a long time coming. Things might still be hostile in your environment, or maybe it was just a really hostile relationship and you kind of get like you don't want to deal with it at all. Okay, so again, take a look and see what's going on, because I don't like that 5 of Swords and this hostilities card coming out. You do have 35 and 26 both break down to an 8, so that's 88. That's gorgeous. Again, instant manifestation, law of attraction. Okay. At the bottom of the deck, you get number 4, happy family, unity, stability. So it's not all bad, Virgo. I can hear my Virgos out there like stressing. I can hear you stressing, and I'm just like, no. I know you don't want this tower to fall, but it's going to be worth it. You're going to love it. It's going to be fine. You're going to be fine, okay? Oh. All right. Additional messages for my dearest Virgos, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs from May 13th through June 25th. Okay, let your friends help you. Ask for and accept support from others. Yeah, so if you feel like this is out of your hands, or maybe you just don't know what to do, it could even just be consulting this reading, right? But just, ask around, see who you can confide in with this situation. Because I think you want to avoid hostilities. You want to avoid physical confrontation. I'm getting at all costs, which I'm not against at all. I mean, I'm not against you avoiding that, if that makes sense. And if there's like a little red flag going up for you, Virgo, then do it. You can strategize. You guys, Virgos, are analytical. You like to strategize, think, and plan. So, it definitely, if you feel like you're in harm's way or anything, or things could get out of hand, try to just avoid that at all cost. Very soon, clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now. Yeah, Virgo, it's time to make the choice. And you have past life relationship. You have known each other before. But more than anything, I'm feeling like this is some sort of karmic connection. Something that you were very, very attracted to. Something that was a very powerful connection for you. Okay, Virgo, but, I think things started to get kind of nasty for you. All right. And you might need to ask for some help. You might need to open up and then just clearly decide. Maybe you need to decide to end it. Maybe you need to block this person. Again, somebody might be, you know, throwing you lots of shade, hating on you on social media. Okay. But, you know, just getting away from this energy, letting this go, even if it means swallowing a little bit of pride. Okay. And when I say that, like, you know, maybe it's this isn't worth it. Whatever even if you win, and I feel like you could be poised to win, Virgo, but it's not good. It's going to be an empty victory. And you're going to be like, why did I waste any of my life engaging in that? All right. So I do feel like a little bit of disdain, but not towards you, but like that's how you are going to feel looking back on this, with a little bit of time and space between you and this relationship or this situation. Like it was really beneath you. All right, so cut your losses, Virgo. You've got some healing to do. It might be a little bit scary, but it's going to be oh so good. All right, and then you guys get beauty, number 17. I love this card. So I'm going to read from the book for you guys. This is Healing Yourself Reading Cards by Ina Segal. I just think they're really powerful cards. And if you've listened to me before, you know I like to use the book on this one. So Virgo, yeah, you need to hear this. You are beautiful, special, unique, and attractive. When was the last time you looked in the mirror and felt good about what you see? Did you know that your features can literally change based on how you feel about yourself and your life? Your internal experiences are etched on your face and your body. People can feel your energy when you enter a room. When a person who is not thought of as being physically good-looking connects to their own inner light, wisdom, and warmth, the glow that emanates from within makes them extremely appealing and attracts people and opportunities towards them. And you know, Virgo, I feel like I'm seeing the sun and the star card here really like what this situation has been dimming your light, not doing the healing that's necessary in this situation. You've got the star and the sun reverse. And the minute that you do this, the minute you take steps towards this, Virgo, that's gonna, I mean, you're gonna have the stars and the sun just beaming out from, you know what I mean? It's just, it's etched on your outer surface, what's going on the inside. So doing this healing work, to make a long story short, is going to be pretty amazing for you. Okay. Focus on what you love about yourself and allow yourself to shine. If you are challenged by how you see yourself, this could be a perfect time for an internal and an external makeover. Yeah, Virgo, time for a glow up. Yeah, some of you might have been inside too long, a little bit, you know, hanging out in leggings or in, you know, in your PJs or sweats too long or whatever it might be. And Spirit's saying, you know, it's time to like take yourself for a little day spa in your bathroom, you know, like glam up, glow up, you know, start working on making yourself look and feel better. Okay. So we get 2 messages out for you guys, Virgo. The first one is freedom. There's nothing stopping you. The path is clear if you want it to be. So it's making that choice. Let that tower fall. When you release this situation, that 4 of Pentacles card, when you release it, this person or this situation, you're actually going to be freeing yourself from all of this negativity and all of this drama. You know, success is on its way. Reflection. Give each other some space at the moment. Trust and have faith that all will work out for the best. Yeah. So for some of you, these hostilities, I'm getting some of you are worried about physical altercations. And I have to say it, not all of you. Okay. You guys will know if you've had a history of this with this person. But for some of you guys, it is all about, you know, not being around each other. Okay. And I don't like that energy, and I don't like to, but I have to say it. I don't like to bring it into readings, but I do have to say with these hostilities cards, like I do feel like there's, for a select few of you, there's a possibility that this could get like physical. So I want you to really make sure that you don't engage in that, and that you give it time and you give it space. Let everybody sort of cool off and be free, Virgo. Be free. All right, you guys, I'm going to leave it there. I hope you enjoyed this reading. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, comment, share, ring that notification bell. But most of all, I want to thank you for all your love and support. And I wish you all the best. Take care.